guys, I have the concluding part of the interview. Our Dr. Jordan Peterson moved to tears in heartwarming moments with daughter. Guys, let's check the interview out.
Wanted to ask how much of a hand Michaela's had in transforming her father's questionable sartorial style. One thing that money has definitely bought you, Jordan, is a better fashion sense. I mean, the radical change in you, in the smart suits, the crop, the hairstyle, everything. You have really been dragged kicking and screaming into the pin-up world.
Well, you know, when I went out on tour the first time, I thought, I'm going to go speak to, 250,000 people. And I thought, well, okay, you should probably be happy about that. And you should probably try to do it right. And stage show, fundamentally, it's in a theater. You probably should deck yourself out. So I went and got a couple of very good suits. And that had all sorts of strange consequences, including over time that many of the people who came to my shows started showing up in three-piece suits and relatively formal attire, which was a lovely thing to see. And that saying yes to that and not being condescending towards it. I was never overwhelmingly interested in fashion, but I didn't assume that I was morally superior because of my ignorance and disinterest. And then, because I said yes to that, a whole avenue opened up there in a surreal and comical way, and now I'm having a really good time with it.
And now you've reached
so
a
it's
place...
very fun.
Obviously great fun. And by the way, you look sharp, so congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What you're both doing now is this academy. Tell me about the Peterson Academy. What is Michaela, for you, what is the purpose of this?
The purpose is to allow people a proper 2023 style education. I think that what you learn in universities, generally speaking, is taught through an ideological filter. It's overpriced, and I don't think it actually improves you as a person. And I think, generally speaking, you can say that for almost every university. And we have the ability now to learn online from genius people. So we figured, why not produce courses that are extremely well edited, allow the professors to teach the way they would want to teach without the guidelines put in place on them by the universities, and then give access to everybody. And then anybody who's actually interested in learning and retaining that information to better themselves has a place to go, a social media platform where they can meet other people, which I think will be very interesting. We don't know how that's going to go. But I'm hoping it'll give people the opportunity to learn and meet other people who are like-minded.
Yeah, we have great professors, and one of the advantages to being in the position that I'm in at the moment, and this is partly a consequence of my podcast, is that I can find great speakers from all around the world, because I'm also touring around the world, and every time I find someone and I think, wow, you're so interesting, I can hardly stand it. I think, how would you like to come down to Miami and record a lecture? And virtually everyone says yes. And then they come down to Miami and we put them in the studio and we treat them very, very nicely. And we do that because we're actually happy that they're there. And we tell them, you can teach whatever you want the way you would dream to teach if you could have what you wanted. And so then people come down there and do that. And they're pretty happy about that, and then they're often willing to do another course. Well, why wouldn't they be?
So I just want to ask you both, finally, this really. It's clear to me from interviewing you both together, you have an extraordinary bond. You clearly love each other very much. You're a very tight family. It's been through a hell of a lot of challenges. But if I was to ask you, Jordan, and then I'm going to ask you, Michaela, the other side. Ask you, Jordan, what is it that you love about Michaela? What would you say?
She's pretty damn funny. She's tough, man. Don't mess with her. She'll bite you, and you'll remember it. So she's a formidable person, like my wife, like my son. They're fun to be around. Don't mess with them. And that's a pretty good combination.
Aww.
It is. Aww. Michaela, what would you say about your dad? Why do you love your dad?
He's incredibly compassionate and open. So there's opportunity everywhere in a positive way.
Aww.
And he cares deeply about everything that's going on in people's lives. Definitely, you've definitely a more compassion for the average person than I do. I kind of think, come on there.
You're a hard ass, baby.
Maybe try a little harder, but that's not what you think. So I would say what I love about him is his openness, which has led our family, to where it is now, I think, is him saying yes to opportunity and being open and compassionate.
Yeah. What a great way to end. Thank you both so much for all the time you've given me. I think you're a great family. I think you're an important family. I think in a world where people are scared to express their opinions, they don't know what to think. I think both of you in different ways, but also and you have commonality too, but in different ways, you're really having a huge influence over millions and millions of people around the world. And it's an influence I know you take very seriously, and it moves you both. And I think that's an extraordinary thing. And I wish you all the best in continuing with that. But thank you both very much indeed for joining Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Thank you very much, Piers.
Thank you.
Guys, this is what family should be all about. In good times, in bad times, building together, achieving their dreams, and making the world a better place. Like, I like how they're influencing the world positively with their knowledge, with their kindness, compassion, and everything beautiful. I enjoyed the interview so much. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you on the next one. Watch, like, subscribe. Be at peace with yourself. Bye bye.